This is crazy to me. Destiny 2 players are furious about the Star Wars DLC coming to Destiny 2 with Renegades. Bungie has just recently announced it, and at the very top of r/Destiny 2 is controversy. And trending on Twitter is more controversy. So many people are talking about it, and there are tons of people on both sides of the fence screaming as loud as they possibly can that they don't want this, and others saying that this is exciting for the future of the franchise. This has truly split the community more so in a way than I think I've ever seen before. Usually we're all kind of on one side of the fence, but let's go ahead and jump into what we have right here. If you don't know, let's first preface all of this by giving an actual factual representation of what's happening, all right? We have Renegades coming, which is going to be a Destiny story, all right, that everything is going to be in canon. We are not doing a Star Wars expansion where everything is Star Wars, right? That's just going to say right here, Bungie had to clarify concerns around Destiny 2 Renegades, saying everything is in canon, and they're leaning into the aesthetic, tone, and vibe of Star Wars to tell a Destiny story with Destiny characters. Just to clarify, right? This is not a Star Wars expansion. This is not Destiny 2 turning into Star Wars by any means. There's just going to be some aesthetic tone, some weapons, you know, and that's fun, especially if you like Star Wars, right? But you could be wrong, all right? Look at some of these comments here. You won't see Darth Vader. No, you won't see one. You'll see many Titans running around dressed as Darth Vader. Basically a cosplay update. This is what happened right here. This person commented, and this has almost 500 likes. One of the top comments on this thread. I made a comment yesterday about seeing named characters from other media destroying my immersion. And I got downvoted to hell because it's not really Darth Vader. It's just cosmetic. He says, if I go into a strike and get teamed up with Darth Vader and Kylo Ren, I am not immersed in the Destiny story world. I am reminded of the $40 that those two blueberries spent to look like a very famous character and Kylo Ren. I want to load in and see a Titan or a Hunter or Warlock, not a licensed Disney character. Wow. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section below. Feel free to have a difference of opinion from me. I mean, we love, you know, the ability to express our opinions here, all right, on YouTube. I don't mind if you disagree with me, but I can't help but feel like this is the wrong take, in my opinion. I don't need Destiny's immersion. I don't need to look to my left and see a Titan or Warlock. If I look to my left and I see Darth Vader, I'm like, whoa, that's cool, that's crazy. If I look to my right and I see freaking Chewbacca, that's also crazy, right? I don't mind that in any way, and I genuinely think that video games are meant to be fun and entertainment, and I really think that this does add a big level of fun to Destiny 2, especially as we're going from this like intermediary time, right? We've finished the Light and Darkness saga, Bungie's experimented, they've learned a lot of successes and failures from the 10-year saga, and now we're sort of jumping into some new territory, and Bungie should be ambitious and try some new things. And I think that this is a good route that they're going. But let me know, do you think that this would ruin your immersion in Destiny 2? One of the strongest arguments I'm seeing across social media right now is that the art style has really changed, especially when you look at like Destiny 1 art style, right? You look at this, there's, you know, post-apocalyptic, there's certain themes, you know, if you were to just copy just the character in the middle here, I could tell you that this was a Destiny character no matter what. Now, obviously, we're moving into new territory where, you know, this is a Titan Hunter and a Warlock now. And ordinarily, we wouldn't really be able to tell that or understand that, right? So Destiny is changing. And along with it, some people do not appreciate the change that's happening. In fact, one of these really popular websites, PC Gamer, has this big article right now that a lot of people are talking about, which is, I really don't want to cosplay as Darth Vader in Destiny 2. So I'm even more queasy about the announcement of a whole Star Wars themed expansion. A lot of people talking about this, so let's jump right into it. We can go down to the spiciest bits right down here. So we got, that's what I think is making me feel so uneasy about all of this. Destiny is a game which over a decade and many thousands of hours I have loved intensely. Myself as well, I've played a deranged amount of Destiny, 20,000 hours, sometimes to a fault. And whatever you might think about the studio's mistakes or failings in that time, the universe has always been brilliantly drawn, from iconic imagery like the Traveler hanging in low orbit over Earth, to the brilliance of the Guardians being essentially warmongering zombies that the other races are terrified of. Hell, Destiny's own alien factions, Hive, Fallen, Cabal are interesting enough to warrant writing reams of lore about. And now what? We're just going to dump a bucket of George Lucas in there and call it good? More than anything, it feels disrespectful to what the studio itself has created. I imagine plenty of people inside Bungie have serious reservations about playing quite so fast and loose with their universe. Really, I wonder where all of this, like, backlash was when Halo was brought into the game. That's what I want to bring up as one of my main points here. We have, right now, Halo swords inside the Destiny universe. We have the Battler in the Destiny universe, right? We had the 30th anniversary event, and it brought a bunch of Halo weapons into Destiny 2. Did that ruin your immersion? I should hope not, right? We also have a bunch of silly masks during these Halloween events, right? Does that really ruin your immersion, though? I should hope not, right? The whole point is to put the mask on during the Halloween event and have a little bit of fun. Similarly, you can put on the mask or the entire costume of Darth Vader and have some fun inside the Destiny universe. Now, others will argue that, nah, Lucky, this is pushing the game towards Fortnite status, and that's really not the reason why I like Destiny 2. I would much prefer for Destiny to stay Destiny and Fortnite to stay whatever you want to describe that soulless game as, right? That's just literally a corporate money printing machine of a game, right? And I agree actually with that sentiment to some degree, but I still find it very fun that we can interact with some of the other universes out there in the world, especially the Star Wars one. I mean, the Halo one was cool, of course. Most of you are a fan of Halo. And when we got those Halo weapons from the 30th anniversary event, no one really objected. And now Bungie is sort of pushing the envelope further and further and further to where we have an actual Star Wars expansion coming. Maybe we should have got a Halo expansion first. But that's not the point we're talking about here. Let's go on to the next part. But I guess it's also a sign of how dire times must be if this kind of nuclear option is required to balance the books, really. That's an interesting interpretation that it's a nuclear option. I don't know if I would entirely agree with that, but perhaps it is. Ultimately, the money men will have done the calculus and concluded that for every player Star Wars turns off, there will be more waiting to ring the register. Now, to be fair, this is a money-making scheme they're printing money right now. I mean, they'll probably make $100 million in one day from all these pre-orders from Renegades, right? Surely there's going to be so many people that want the skins. Surely there's going to be so many people that will pre-order for this reason. And we know that people love Destiny 2 cosmetics. They're buying them like crazy. And, I myself, I already spent it, but, I'm a content creator, so I got to cover what's going on in the game, right? But let me know if you've already pre-ordered Renegades for these skins down below. I feel like most people have at this point. They go on to say, ultimately, I do get it. I might not be a Star Wars guy beyond the original trilogy, Andor and maybe some of the Mandalorian. I really can take it or leave it, but lightsabers are cool, and if this is the Faustian pack required to keep the lights on at Bungie, I guess I'll suck it up. Even my non-Destiny playing colleagues have been rolling their eyes in disbelief at this collab, calling it another step in the Fortnitification of all live service games. I'm saying, I hadn't even read this part yet. I just knew that was where it was going. And I get it too. But if you were hoping that this would be the straw that broke the Chocobo's back, and I would be dramatically abandoning the game, well, no chance. That's right. Not leaving Destiny just yet. You've got Destiny Stockholm Syndrome, my friend. I've long made my peace that I will be there on the last day as the servers go dark. Just don't expect me to be wearing Han Solo's trousers. I expect you to be wearing that Chewbacca costume. All right, Tim Clark from PC Gamer. Let me know what you think about this situation down in the comment section below. Are you a fan of Destiny 2 taking a new route and going a little Fortnite-esque? All right, a little, it's a little go pushing that way. Or do you think that this is okay for Star Wars and we'll stop there? Maybe we'll stop. Maybe Star Wars is the end of it. That's as far as we go with this. But you never know, right? If Bungie makes enough money with this, if another franchise is able to wave enough money in front of them, maybe they would collaborate again. I don't know what, I'm trying to think. Halo, Star Wars, I don't even know what the next one in line would be that would make sense down the road here, but Feel free to comment down below which you think could be the next one up if this is successful and if this is the route that Bungie might choose to take in the future. I mean, we could be looking at a whole new future for Destiny 2. And on the bright side, to just add a little bit of, maybe something to the silver lining here, maybe this brings a lot of Star Wars fans to Destiny 2 in some capacity. Maybe they start to appreciate, hey, I like Star Wars, I like the sci-fi themes. This is basically kind of like a Star Wars game in some ways. I mean, there's some elements there, all right? I mean, I literally can be some Star Wars characters. Maybe this helps grow Destiny 2. And if it does, that would be a good thing, because we definitely could use some new players over here, all right? Have you been to the Crucible recently? There's more cheaters out there than are real people, it feels like at times, right? Let me know what you think down below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Smash the like button for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.